The name of the book is Willful Blindness: Why We Ignore the Obvious at Our Peril. And, you know, it's really delicate to use this kind of phrase, because we do a different book every month, and I have only once in 16 years done a book that I think was pathetic. But this may be the most important book I've read in the 16 years. It is a remarkable book. You can get a short version of it at TED.com with Margaret Heffernan's talk, Willful Blindness. She tells one of the stories. Turn in your handout to page 8. Here's the question. Since there is so much blindness, and there is, why is there so much blindness to what is wrong and dangerous? Now, that is the problem. It's not that there is wrong and dangerous. It is, why are we so blind to it? And I debated doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm willing to bet you that some of you have at least once in your life paid money to be in a tanning booth. And she says, please explain to me why you do something so fully dangerous. There is not a possible reason to put yourself in that position. And she has all the details in here about skin cancer and dangers and the number of people that get it. And she says, and yet, it's a booming business. We are willfully, intentionally blind. The point she makes is this: we are in fact blind, willfully blind. And though there are many causes of such blindness, the result of each is danger and worse. So what she does in this book is she weaves together stories seeking to answer the question, why are we so blind? And one of the things that I want to say is that she's a big fan of whistleblowers, but not naysayers. And there's a difference. Look, I've got it here. You're not a naysayer, but you're a fault spotter. And the fault spotters need our praise, whereas the naysayer just says that's not going to work. So some stories. Now, one of the things she does is she says, I'm not dealing with this. And she's not saying, let's talk about how Bernie Madoff was a bad guy. He was a bad guy. What was amazing were people who invested with him, and then their friends invested with him because they did, and nobody asked, what's going on here? And to put it mildly, a lot of people lost a lot of money with Bernie Madoff. She says kind of the model for this is Carmela Soprano, who loved her husband and loved her family, and yet turned an intentional blind eye to the fact that he was an organized crime murderer. And she says, we sort of all do that. We sort of live with what we have to live with, and we keep a blind eye. So 8 takeaways. Number 1, you can't multitask, so don't try to. You can't multitask, so don't try to. Don Simons agrees with that. You can't multitask. Pay attention to what you're doing now. Number 2. And number 8, welcome and embrace the Cassandras, the seekers of the blind spots. I have seldom said this. Buy this book and read it. I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much.